Eric the Maverick raises his pre-flop with 7 deuces, $2,600. Mr. Dr. Batman has suited 6 deuce. He calls the bet. And Patrick Antonius, who has the best hand with ace queen, 3 bets it to $9,200. And neither player can possibly like that raise. Eric doesn't even have a suited hand, but he's a maverick for a reason, and he decides to call the bet. And Mr. Dr. Batman just can't seem to resist himself and enters the pot as well. The flop gives Mr. Dr. Batman a gut shot. However, since there are 2 players behind him, he decides to check. Patrick, for some reason, decides to check. Not sure if that's a good move or he's very unsure of what Eric will do. And Eric, with position, decides to make a move, and a large one at that. He bets $17,500. Mr. Dr. Batman doesn't flinch though, and quickly calls. Patrick doesn't like that and ends up folding the best hand. Now Mr. Batman has hit the straight, a very disguised straight. He checks though. Eric says out loud he doesn't quite like that card, and he checks back.
I check.
And look at that, Eric has flushed out Mr. Dr. Batman straight. Now Mr. Dr. Batman probably suspects he's no good and just checks. And Eric says
25.
and bets $25,000.
Let me make it easy for you.
He confuses Mr. Dr. Batman by showing his 2.
Nice hand, guys.
If he thinks Eric only has a deuce, then he's chopping.
I should have bet 40.
Adding a minute.
So many regrets in my life. Here's another. But don't worry, he's calling.
And Eric's speech play and his showing the card only seem to have got Mr. Dr. Batman to fold.
Deuce.
The Maverick Eric wins $36,500 with 7 deuce.
However,
7-deuce.
Nick here is playing the defender of the 7 deuce in this hand. Little does he know he's up against Sashimi, who has pocket aces. Lucky for him though that Sashimi is short stacked. Then we have Rusuke with queen 4. Ironically, he calls himself the 7-deuce master.
Hello guys, I'm Deuce K, 7-deuce master.
The flop gives Nick something to play with. At least he hits a pair. He's got 2 people behind him and he has bottom pair. Yet, he decides to brave up and bet $700. Defending 7 deuce will require some aggression. Unfortunately for Nick, Sashimi quickly goes all in with her entire stack for $15-20. Rusuke has top pair and so makes the easy call. The pot has already ballooned, and given the price, Nick has to make the call, no matter how bad things look. Sashimi will be very happy with the hand. She's disguised her aces quite well and got max value from both players. But, what's just happened? Nick's hit a trip of 7s, and ironically against the 7-deuce master. He leads out with a bet of $3,000, wondering if he could have slow played this. Rusuke doesn't like his queen 4 and folds. Probably realizes his kicker is no good if Nick had a queen.
You have queen 10.
You have better?
Yeah.
You have better than queen 10?
Yeah.
What is it?
7-deuce.
No, you don't.
No, not better than 7
good.
Worse than 7 is better than 10.
nobody
seven-deuce.
thinks Nick
Yeah.
has 7-deuce
What's
here. He is setting up for the ultimate slow
They're all
roll.
in, right?
Let's see it, Nick.
gotta wait.
Oh, Ryan's torture.
Let's see it.
So? Yes. We gotta loosen you up, Billy.
Hey, we need to get a
I have a 10.
10-10?
No, I have 8-10. Oh, sorry. Who's this from?
So that was some slow rolling by Nick. He also pockets $100 bonus from each player for winning with 7-deuce. In this hand, Slime decides to take on the mantle of defending the ever so delicate 7-deuce. He's in early position and doesn't want too many players to contend with, so he makes a fairly large open bet of $12,000. But, little does he know that almost everybody behind him is going to call. Mr. Beast calls. Tom Dwan calls. Ninja has a suited ace-9. He has the best hand here, and he decides to call. And then you have Alan Keating, the great gambler. If you put a pot this large in front of him, there's no chance he's going away, no matter what his cards. He has decent cards though this time. He calls. So the pot is now a whopping $61,000. And Slime, who would have at most wanted another 2 players to compete against, has now got 4 to contend with. How can he possibly defend this now? The flop is decent though for Slime. It's the best he could have asked for, and it gives him a gut shot. Now Slime is thinking about making a move. He's got to do something, and he bets a massive $40,000. And it seems to be working. Mr. Beast and Tom Dwan fold. 2 opponents out of the way. Now this bet would put Ninja all in. And Ninja is giving it a think. He has a backdoor flush draw. 2 overcards. He's thinking, but eventually decides to make the fold. And Alan quickly folds as well.
Deuce, show it.
Good bet.
Sheesh, more money.
And Slime pockets a cool $48,800 in this hand, plus an extra $500 bonus from each player for winning the 7-deuce game. This 7-deuce hand throws up a few twists. Raver has hit a pair on the flop and bets $330. Everyone folds but Nikki. She has pocket sixes and is hoping for a 6 to make a full house. And guess what? She hits a 6 on the turn and makes her full house. But the game isn't over yet. A gentle reminder to like and subscribe, please. So, Nikki is being deceptive here and just checks. Raver is suspicious though and checks back as well. And look at this twist. Raver has made a full house now with that 10, and he is now ahead with his 7s beating Nikki's 6s. Nikki is wondering now if she is any good. She bets small, $600, which Raver just calls. Both players are wary of the other having a 10.
Damn, that river.
The unlucky river for Nikki. Raver ends up winning $1,300 plus $100 in bonus from each player. In this slim pot, Drew is a 7-deuce defender. It's a dry flop. He leads out with a bet of $600. DK with a suited 2-4. He likes his hand. He has an open-ended straight draw, and he decides to raise it up to $1,600. Drew has very few outs at this point, but surprisingly makes the call. The board pairs up with another 5 on the turn. However, since it's a club, it gives Drew a flush draw now. Drew checks, and DK takes that as an opportunity to quickly bounce in with an all-in bet of $23.50. Drew has a look again at his cards, and the only reason he could possibly be thinking of making a call is to hope for a flush. The river is an 8. Neither player likes a card. Drew gives up, tells DK, your hand. He shows his 7-deuce. And then DK reluctantly turns over his cards, and to everyone's amazement, including Drew, 7 high wins the game. So Drew wins $4,800 plus $100 bonus from each player. Sashimi here has a 7-deuce, which she 3-bets to $720. She finds the one caller in DK who has the premium ace king. I'm surprised he doesn't re-raise. The flop doesn't hit any card for either player. DK checks. Sashimi smells opportunity here and bets $700. But unfortunately for her, DK still likes his 2 overcards and calls the bet. The turn is a 10 and DK checks. Sashimi now really wants to take down the pot here and now, so she goes for a big pot-sized bet of $3,000. Now that's a strong bet. But DK being DK, he's being stubborn here and just refuses to let go. He makes the call. Sashimi gets lucky. She hits 7 on the river. She makes a pair. DK again checks. Now, even though she has a pair, she's confused because DK called her bets on all
Should I take
streets.
2,000?
If you want.
You only check, right? I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna collect 50 from everyone.
So she does check and shows her seven deuce. She pockets a win of $46.90 plus $100 bonus from each player.
Pay me! Pay me!
Tiger here has got himself trapped in a cage between two kings and a king on the flop. He has a flush draw though, but checks. Chandler, with the best hand, checks as well, which doesn't make sense to me. Then any two Tommy seems to have literally played with any two cards and has got lucky with a king. He bets $2,000. Now, if Tiger's decided to play the seven deuce, he's not giving up so easily, especially with a flush draw available to him. He goes in for a check raise to $6,000. I think that's a good bet. Chandler does have the best hand, but unfortunately he's stuck in the middle. I might have considered a raise, even though it looks scary. But you can't play poker scared now, can you? However, Chandler just calls, and any two Tommy gets a good price to call. The turn is an ace, not a good card for the players holding kings. And Tiger does the unthinkable. He goes all in for $22,450. It's a brave, brave bet. But it's a bet that seems to have worked. Chandler folds, any two Tommy folds, and Tiger wins $14,650, getting two better hands to fold. Well played. DK gets himself into a heads-up situation with slow poker. It's seven deuce versus queen deuce. A good flop for slow poker. He has a flush draw. He leads with a bet of $340. However, that bet is so tiny, it gets DK to wonder if he should make a move now itself. And he does. He raises it up to $900. Slow poker does call. The turn card gives slow poker a gut shot straight draw, apart from the flush draw he already has. He does check though, since DK raised him on the flop. DK has to continue his story now of having a strong hand, so he bets $2,700. Slow poker does make the call. The river is a 9, and slow poker doesn't hit any of his outs. He just checks. And DK exploits a check by going all in. Slow poker makes a reluctant fold.
Ship it! Ship it! 2, 3.
And DK wins $4,490 plus $100 in bonus from each player. Hilary here decides to go aggressive with the seven deuce. She 3-bets it to $1,300. Beanz realizes she's short stacked and 4-bets his king 8 suited to $3,100. She has only $430 behind, so she obviously calls.
The nuts. You can't look away for a second.
Come on!
I knew where I was.
It happens fast.
Two great baccarat hands.
I knew where I was in the hand.
Let's go, seven deuce.
Seven deuce. Seven.
Come on! 7!
Come on, Hill. 7.
Heart.
7! Or an 8!
King or 8?
Deuce!
Ace.
Deuce!
Ace.
Do it, Hilary. She
How much
holds.
is it? Extra.
Ship it, folks.
And just like that, she more than doubles up. She wins $2,100 plus $100 in bonus from each player. This channel needs your support. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.